Hello and welcome to Council Recap, where we take the contents of City Council meetings and give you the breakdown. I'm Abby Germion. The meeting began with two presentations. The first was by the California Water Service Company informing the residents of Hawthorne about a proposed rate increase. As Cal Water has invested several $1 million in repairs and improvements to water infrastructure, it must now pass on the cost to customers. The next presentation was by new Captain Gary Tomatani, recognizing two outstanding officers, Michael Jinks and Jack Cunningham. On June 15th, both officers responded to a residence after receiving a call that a 40-year-old woman was choking. After dislodging the woman's airway, the officers continued to perform CPR until the woman was able to breathe on her own. Based on their actions, the woman is alive and well with her family. In the resolution portion of the meeting, the city approved Resolution 8107, setting the time and place for a public hearing on a water rate increase proposed by Cal Water. Before Cal Water can increase the rates, it must first get consent from the City Council to encourage public participation. Next, Resolution 8110 was approved, and it designates the city's authorized agents for executing funding agreements and grant applications. This is a requirement from a grant from the California Governor's Office of Emergency Services for the city to be able to update its local hazard mitigation plan. The funding would pay for a consultant to assist in the update process. Resolution 8111 was also approved and establishes the Senior Resource Fair as a gift and donations program within the city. There are multiple standard programs must follow, such as serving a community need and benefiting residents, in order to be included on the list. The council then voted to approve Resolution 8112, opposing State Assembly Bill 1279. The bill would allow up to 4 units in a single-family zone and up to 40 units per quarter acre in other zones. The city opposes the bill as it will impact the quality of single-family neighborhoods by reducing parking requirements. Resolution 8114 was also approved, amending the city's purchasing policy to keep it consistent with newly adopted Ordinance 2180. The city's purchasing system objectives include obtaining the most cost-effective result, guards against fraud, corruption, and effectively uses city resources. Resolution 8113 was approved and appoints Councilmember Olivia Valentine as the city's voting delegate to the League of California Cities annual conference, taking place October 16th through the 18th in Long Beach. At the meeting, League membership considers and takes on action of resolutions that establish League policy, and in order to vote, the city must appoint a delegate and 2 alternates. In the ordinance portion of the meeting, Ordinance 2183 was approved. California currently faces a housing shortage, and to combat this, the state solution is to mandate that all properties containing one single-family dwelling be allowed to build an additional unit on the property, also known as granny units. An amendment to Title 17 of the Hawthorne Municipal Code to incorporate a zoning change. The ordinance designates areas where the accessory dwellings may be located. Next, Ordinance 2185 was also approved. It adds an amendment to the Hawthorne Municipal Code related to accessory structures, such as detached garages, sheds, patio covers, and swimming pools. This clarifies the interpretation of what is considered an accessory structure within residential, commercial, and industrial zoned properties. In the city manager's consent calendar, the council approved the installation of speed humps on 139th Street between Yukon Avenue and Cerise Avenue. The work will consist of cold planing, asphalt paving, pavement marking, and installation of warning signs. The request was made by Hawthorne School District Superintendent to increase student safety. Next, progress payment number 4 was made to Elecnor Belco Electric Incorporated for the Prairie Avenue Improvement Project Phase 1. The project includes replacement of existing traffic signal equipment, construction of ADA ramps, and countdown signals at several intersections along Prairie Avenue. The 9th and final progress payment was made to MSL Electric Incorporated for the work completed on the intersection of El Segundo and Inglewood, which includes traffic signal construction and street widening. Progress payment number 6 was also approved to Martinez Landscape Company Incorporated for the city's weed abatement program and other landscaping and general maintenance needs, including concrete and asphalt replacement, sprinkler installation, and gutter replacements. The city voted to receive, approve, and file the city's investment report for the quarter ending in March 31st, 2019. The report indicated the cash and investments held by the reporting entity and the rate of return on the investments. In the city attorney's consent calendar, 3 claims were denied. That does it for this portion of Council Recap. Stay tuned for a new feature where we go in depth on specific items discussed in the council meeting. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Council Recap. I'm Abby Grimion. Today we have Senior Planner Chris Palmer with us to talk to us about Ordinance 2183. Chris, it's great to have you.
I'm happy to be here.
Tell us a little bit about this ordinance. What does our citizens need to know?
Ordinance 2183 was adopted by the City Council at the last council meeting, and that introduced guidance on how to implement the state-mandated accessory dwelling unit ordinance.
So tell us, an accessory dwelling unit, is this something that's currently constructed on the property, or is this new construction?
Accessory dwelling unit is typically the conversion of a garage, or if they had like a pool house or something like that. And so they would submit plans to the planning department, and we'll assess whether or not they can have it, and we'll guide them through the process.
So will this impact parking at all?
Hopefully it doesn't impact parking, because typically a garage is to the rear or it has a driveway in front. So we're hoping that the driveway or an extended driveway can accommodate some of the cars.
So since most of our residents would be looking at converting their garages into an accessory dwelling unit, what are the things that they'll need to add to that garage to make it qualify?
Each situation is different. So what I advise is that if you're interested, contact the planning department. We'll guide you through the process. You'll have to submit plans, and by plans I mean a floor plan, a site plan, and elevations of what your proposal is. And then you have to consider an accessory dwelling unit has to have a bathroom and it has to have a kitchen. With
having this kitchen and a bathroom, are there any other things that homeowners need to think about? Because typically garages are not meant to be dwelling units.
Correct. So we'll assess it. We need to take a look at the plans to assess it, but a common thing that I've seen is something that's called a vapor barrier. It's just to make sure that moisture doesn't get into the unit once it's converted.
So what would be the benefit of having an accessory dwelling unit on your property?
Well, there's two parts. One, to the homeowner, because now they have help with the mortgage. And then to the renter, because living in an accessory dwelling unit is more affordable than a typical apartment.
Absolutely. Now, would there be any type of qualification that our citizens would need to have as far as like being within the city?
Well, if you're in a residential zone, it's permissible. And as long as you have a single family home on that lot, it is permissible. It's not permissible if you already have a duplex, triplex, or multifamily apartments.
Now, is this only for homes that are within city limits?
The state law applies to every city in the state, but the parameters of the state law tweaks the guidelines for each city. So definitely give us a call.
Great. How can we contact the planning department?
There's two ways you can contact us. One, you can give us a call, 310-349-2970, or send us an email at planning@cityhawthorne.org.
Chris, thank you for taking the time to talk to us today.
My pleasure.
And as always, thank you for watching Council Recap. You can watch City Council meetings in their entirety by going to our YouTube page and searching Hawthorne Community Television. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.